I glance at my phone one more time before sliding it into my pocket. 50 missed calls. The number keeps climbing. Somewhere across town, in that upscale steakhouse with the cloth napkins and soft lighting, a bill has just arrived at table 12. And I'm not there to see it. Let me back up. I'm 29, she's 27. 2 years together. Decent years, or so I thought, until her best friend moved back to town 6 months ago. That's when things started shifting. Small changes at first, barely noticeable, like a photograph slowly fading in sunlight. Last night was supposed to be ours, our 2-year anniversary. I'd spent 3 weeks planning it, made reservations at this steakhouse where you wear a button-down and the waiters move like shadows between tables. The kind of place that feels special without trying too hard. Then, the morning of, she hits me with it. Her best friend just got back from a work trip. She hasn't seen him in forever. She invited him to join us. I don't mind, right? I minded. God, I minded. But she had this way of making my boundaries feel like character flaws, my concerns like jealousy, my feelings like inconveniences. So I swallowed it down and told myself I was being mature. We arrive at 7. He's already there, sitting at our table, my reservation, with a cocktail in hand that I'll be paying for. The first crack in my composure, small but audible. Dinner unfolds like a play I'm not part of. 20 minutes of inside jokes, remember-whens, and nostalgic laughter that doesn't include me. I'm furniture, decoration, the potted plant by the window that no one notices until they need to move it. I try steering the conversation back to us, to the 2 years we're supposedly celebrating, but her best friend cuts me off mid-sentence with another story from sophomore year, and she laughs, and they're gone again. Then comes the wine. He's asking the waiter about premium reds, something really special, and the waiter suggests a bottle. $340. I feel my throat tighten. Her best friend grins like he's just won something. Perfect, he says. We're celebrating after all. My celebration, my reservation, my credit card on file. I look at her, waiting for her to say something, anything. She just smiles and nods. That sounds amazing. They pour 3 glasses, make a toast to old friends and new memories. Not to us, not to 2 years of building something together, to old friends. I excuse myself to the bathroom. Standing in the stall with my phone out, I do the math. My meal, her meal, his lobster tail add-on, my drinks, her drinks, his expensive taste. My portion of that wine I never agreed to. Tax, tip. My share comes to about $260. I walk to the bar, find a different server. I need to pay for my portion of table 12 separately, I tell her. She looks confused, but processes it. Cash. $260 plus a $40 tip for her trouble. Then, I walk out through the kitchen exit, get in my car, and drive home. I turn my phone off. Just for a bit. I need the silence like I need air. When I turn it back on an hour later, my screen explodes with notifications. 82 missed calls, 156 texts. Where did I go? This isn't funny. The bill came and they said I only paid my part. Am I serious right now? I left her there with a $400 plus bill, answer my phone. This is so embarrassing. She had to call her mom to help pay. We're done. Her best friend messages too. Real mature, bro. I made her cry in public. What kind of man does this? She deserves better. I reply to her only. You invited someone to our anniversary dinner. He ordered $340 wine without asking me. You both ignored me all night. I paid for my food, figure out the rest. Then I block her best friend and go to bed. She shows up at my apartment the next morning. We need to talk, apparently. I let her in because this conversation has to happen eventually. She comes in swinging. How could I humiliate her like that? In front of him, in front of everyone. I ask the question that's been burning in my chest since yesterday. It's our anniversary. Why was he even there? He's her best friend. I'm supposed to be okay with that. Best friends don't crash anniversary dinners and order $340 wine on someone else's dime, I say. She switches tactics. Tears now. I left her there. She had to call her mom. Do I know how embarrassing that was? I know exactly how embarrassing it was. I was embarrassed at my own anniversary dinner, watching my girlfriend celebrate old times with another man while I sat there invisible. She calls me ridiculous. He was just excited to celebrate with us. Celebrate what, I ask. Your 2 years with him? Because it sure wasn't about us. That's when the real accusation comes. Maybe if I weren't so insecure, I could handle her having male friends. This is why we don't work. I'm jealous and controlling. Controlling. The word hangs in the air like smoke. I'm controlling because I didn't want to fund her reunion dinner with another man. Get out, I say. She laughs. Actually laughs. I'm breaking up with her after what I did. Yes, she has until Sunday to get her things. She storms out, calling me every name she can think of, her voice echoing down the hallway. Here's the complication. We live together. Sort of. It's my apartment, my lease, but she's been staying here most nights for a year. Her stuff is everywhere, woven into my space like vines. Saturday morning, she arrives with her best friend and her sister. I've already boxed most of it. Clothes, toiletries, books, the tangible evidence of 2 years. Her best friend speaks first. We got off on the wrong foot. Let's talk this out. There's nothing to talk about. Here's her stuff. She pushes past him, starts checking boxes. Where's her speaker? Where? Are her posters? Then she goes to my bedroom. Where's the signed vinyl collection? My stomach drops like an elevator with cut cables. I collect signed vinyl records. Started in college, about 30 now. Some worth decent money, some worth only memories. My most prized one, a signed pressing from an indie band that broke up years ago. Only 100 copies exist. Got it signed at their last show ever. It's irreplaceable. I kept them on a shelf in my bedroom. Past tense. The shelf is empty. Did you take them? I ask, though I already know. She shrugs. She helped me store them last month when we were cleaning. Must have forgotten where she put them. She's lying. She knows exactly where they are. I helped you store them, she says. Not my fault you don't remember where. Her sister jumps in with forced casualness. Emotions are high. I'm sure they'll turn up. My girlfriend just stares at me with this cold smile. And that's when I realize. She took them before the anniversary dinner. Probably right after I mentioned making reservations. This was premeditated, calculated. You have 24 hours to return them, I say. Or I'm filing a police report for theft. She laughs. Good luck proving I took anything. This is what I get for humiliating her. They leave with her boxes. The vinyl collection, worth roughly $4,000 total, gone. I call the police non-emergency line. Without proof she took them, it's a civil matter. I'd have to sue her in small claims court. Perfect. But I'm not careless. I've documented everything. Photos of the shelf with the records before. I post about my collection online sometimes. Photos of the empty shelf now. Screenshots of our texts where she mentions helping me organize them last month. I call my renter's insurance. They say I'm covered for theft, but I need a police report first. It's a perfect circle of bureaucratic impossibility. I find a lawyer who does free consultations. Appointment is Tuesday. Meanwhile, she's texting me from her sister's phone since I blocked her main number. Am I really calling the cops over some records? Psycho. They're probably in storage somewhere I forgot about. This is harassment. Her friend is a lawyer, by the way. He says I have no case. I'm sure he is. I'm sure he went to law school at the same place her best friend learned manners. The lawyer consultation changes everything. I have a decent case, but it'll be expensive and time-consuming. Small claims, court tops out at $10,000 in my state, so at least I can sue for full value. But here's where her smugness becomes her undoing. I have a podcast. Nothing huge, maybe 300 regular listeners. I talk about music, review albums, interview local musicians. And in several episodes I've shown my vinyl collection, including that rare signed pressing. One of my listeners is a property lawyer. He reaches out. I have video evidence of the collection in my possession, dated with timestamps. That's solid proof of ownership. Also, if she admitted via text to storing them, that's admission of access. Document everything. I go back through my episodes, sure enough, clear footage of the collection on my shelf, dated episodes from as recent as 3 weeks ago. I send it all to my lawyer. He loves it. This is better than most theft cases he sees. File the police report again with this evidence. I do. This time the officer actually listens. They'll follow up with her. 2 days later, she's blowing up her sister's phone trying to reach me. The cops came to her work. This is harassment. I'm ruining her life over some stupid records. She'll give them back if I drop this, I reply through my lawyer. Return the full collection in the condition it was taken. Provide proof via photo within 24 hours. Then we'll discuss dropping the report. Silence. Then her best friend messages me on Instagram. I forgot to block him there. This is getting out of hand. She's really stressed. She doesn't even know where half of them are. Some might have gotten damaged in storage. Just drop this and move on. Damaged in storage. So she does have them. Screenshot sent to my lawyer. He just admitted she has them and implied damage, my lawyer says. Beautiful. We can add damages to the suit now. I file the small claims paperwork. $85 to file. Suing for $6,500. Estimated value based on market prices for the collection, plus documented sentimental value for the rare pressing, plus filing fees. She gets served at her work. Her sister calls me screaming about how I'm destroying her life, and it's just some records. Just some records. Right. Her mom gets involved, leaves me a voicemail. She raised her better than this. She's disappointed in both of us. But I need to drop this legal nonsense. Work it out like adults, I text back. I tried to work it out. I gave her 24 hours to return them. She refused, and her friend admitted they're damaged. This is the adult way to handle theft. Here's the petty part I'm not proud of. I make a podcast episode about the whole thing. Don't name her, but lay out what happened. The anniversary dinner, the missing collection, the legal process, it blows up. Goes from 300 listeners to over 5,000 downloads. People are furious on my behalf. Someone tags her workplace on social media. Not me, I swear. They're a non-profit that works with youth programs. Having an employee accused of theft isn't a good look. She gets put on administrative leave pending investigation of personal matters. Now, she's really spiraling. Her best friend messages me again. I need to stop this. She lost her job because of me. Over what? Some records? Be a man and let it go, I reply. She lost her job because she stole $4,000 worth of property and refused to return it. Actions have consequences. Tell her to return my collection or see me in court. I block him again. Court date is in 3 weeks. Leading up to court, her family keeps trying to pressure me to drop it. Her mom, her sister, even her dad calls me. His approach is different, more measured, almost paternal. Is this really worth destroying her career over? She made a mistake. She stole from me and refused to give it back for weeks, I say. Then her friend admitted the collection was damaged. That's not a mistake, that's a choice. What do I want here? He asks. The records back? I want my property returned in the condition it was taken, or compensation for the full value plus damages. He sighs. Let me talk to her. 2 days before court, I get a text from her sister's phone. She found 18 of the records. Some are scratched, some cases are cracked, that's all she has. Take it or leave it, 18 out of 30, including 0 rare pressings. Where are the other 12? Specifically, where's the signed limited pressing? She doesn't know, probably lost in the move. Lost. A $2,200 record. Gone. I don't respond. I show up to court prepared. She comes with a lawyer, some guy in a cheap suit who looks annoyed to be there. She's wearing business casual and has clearly been crying. The judge calls us up. Her lawyer speaks first, tries to paint me as vindictive. My client admits she may have mistakenly taken some records during an emotional breakup, but the plaintiff is using the legal system to harass her. She's lost her job over this. She's offered to return what she has. My turn. My lawyer presents podcast footage showing the full collection in my apartment with timestamps, screenshots of her admitting to storing them, her best friend's messages, admitting she had them and they were damaged, the police report, market valuations for each record, photos of my collection from social media clearly showing 30 records. The judge looks at her lawyer. Does your client have the 12 missing records, particularly the limited pressing valued at $2,200? Her lawyer whispers with her. My client believes they may have been accidentally donated to a thrift store during... She donated a $2,200 signed limited edition record to a thrift store. The judge looks skeptical. More whispering. Emotions were high. The breakup was messy. My client may have acted rashly, but nothing. The judge cuts him off. This is clear-cut theft and destruction of property. The plaintiff provided ample evidence of ownership and value. Your client admitted possession, and her associate admitted to damages. Judgment, $5,800. Cost of the 12 missing or destroyed records, plus the damaged cases on the 18 returned, plus filing fees and lawyer costs. She bursts into tears in the courtroom. Her lawyer tries to argue for a payment plan. The judge grants it, $300 a month until it's settled. Outside the courthouse, her whole family is waiting. Her mom approaches me. I hope I'm happy. I've